Congratulations, you got engaged, your boo got down on one knee and asked you to get married, and you're excited, right? You're excited. But before you go out there, making all the appointments, going all up in these people's establishments, trying to look for a dress. Hold on. I know. Hold on. You need a budget. You need a budget, sweetheart. Welcome to another episode of the Stylish Bride Guide. Hi, I'm Nicole Harris, also known as Style Me Nini, and I am a bridal wardrobe stylist. I have been helping brides craft cohesive, story-driven wardrobes for a while now, and today we are going to talk about something that is very important, that I don't help anybody do anything before we do this, which is set a budget. So let's get into it. First, we're going to talk about how to set a realistic budget. I think a budget helps you manage your expectations and narrow down selections when you get into the wedding selection process. Remember, picking your wedding dress is also part of your wedding expenses and treat it as such. So, for example, find out what the average cost of a gown is in your area. You can use a website called The Wedding Report. And on that website, you're going to put in things like where you're getting married, what metropolitan area, how many people are going to be at your wedding, what type of wedding you're going to have, what type of venue is your wedding going to take place in. And with that, it's going to spit out the average of the most important categories when it comes to planning financially for your wedding. One of those items are going to be your wedding dress. Now, say for example, you're putting all your information and your come out as $1,500. When you go to your appointment, do not tell those people that your budget for your dress is $1,500 because they're going to want to spend every dollar of that $1,500. And you have other expenses that's not just your dress that you have to take into consideration with that $1,500. Okay. So when you find out the average cost for gowns in your area, know that is a benchmark and that is a all-inclusive budget, meaning you have to budget not just for the cost of the gown, the alterations, the accessories, your shoes, all of the things that makes a complete look, okay? So you want to have money for all of those things. Secondly, you want to balance quality with cost. It's important you want to balance the cost with the quality that you're getting. For example, a more expensive dress should have better garment construction. Things like if it has a corset, if your dress is a corset, you want to have the hook and eyes inside of the gown that also zips up. Extra bands on the inside that can cinch you in to create the silhouette of the dress on any body type. Type of quality garment construction features you're going to get on something that's going to cost you a little bit more money. Something that you're going to spend a little bit more money on. It may be on the higher end of your budget versus the lower end of your budget. And you want to weigh out those pros and cons based on your expectations and what you feel like is worth the cost of your garment. You may find that if you choose to stay on the lower end of your budget, you may be sacrificing things like stitching quality, hemming, the fit, the quality of the fabric. If those things are important to you, you may want to search on the higher end of your budget while also keeping in consideration that you have other things after the purchase of the dress that you have to pay for in order to make this dress fit and look the way that you want it to look and fit. Which leads us to our last point. Where are we allocating these extra funds? Okay, if my budget is $1,500, but I only can spend $900 to $1,000 on the actual garment, what are we doing with the other $500 or $600? Fair question. Let's get into it. So you're going to have to pay for alterations. Nobody's dress is going to come off the rack or from the designer or from the manufacturer fitting you like a glove. It's not going to happen. Okay? It's not going to happen unless it was made for you that way. That's just something you have to wrap your mind around before you even purchase the dress. But you're going to have to pay for alterations, most likely. Even if it's a shoulder strap tightening, a cinching in here or there, you're going to have to pay for some alterations. Most likely. 99% of the time, you're going to have to pay for those alterations. Very rarely are you going to buy a dress and nothing else. You want to make sure you're accounting for the entire wardrobe. What I like to do with my clients is once we pick out the garment, Then we do something called finishing touches, where we go through and we figure out what are all the things that we need to create the cohesive look that we're going for. Are we looking for a veil or a headpiece? Looking for high heels or are we looking for flats? Do we want jewelry or do we not want jewelry? Do we want statement earrings or do we want studs? These are the things that we talk about after we picked out the gown. You want to make sure that it's accurately accounted for in your budget and it's not a surprise to you. Another thing that people may not consider is not just the fit and what the dress and what the look is going to be for your wedding day. But what about after? Getting the dress clean, getting it preserved. You want to make sure that you're budgeting for these things and it doesn't come as a surprise. All in all, I find that when a bride goes into an appointment or goes into her wedding wardrobe shopping journey, when she's equipped with the information, understanding how much money she should be expected to spend and how many expenses are going to come up, it makes for a better and more pleasurable experience because you're not frustrated, you're not caught off guard, you're not overwhelmed as much as you could be by not having a budget at all. So we learned how to set a realistic budget. Make sure you are researching the average cost of gowns in your area for the type of wedding that you want to have. And don't forget to use that resource, the wedding report. You want to balance cost with quality. Make sure you're getting the best quality for your budget. And lastly, where are you allocating that extra money that you're not spending on just your gown? We covered alterations, accessories, and post-wedding expenses like cleaning and preserving your dress. Thank you for joining us this week on the Stylish Bride Guide. We'll be back next week with another subject. And until then, have a good week. I love you. I mean it. Bye.